Yo, what's up, all you ninjas out there? Duuz-Diz-Din, back with something that I didn't think would be happening anytime soon. Which, well, considering how long it took for this to finally be realized, it wasn't anytime soon. When Naruto came to an end, there were several spin-off light novels, storylines involving various different characters who were popular in the franchise, from Kakashi to Sasuke, so on and so forth. And once they had come to a close, there was rumblings that they would be made into full-on mangas in and of themselves. I honestly expected them to be OVAs, first and foremost, but Naruto's had this thing about it goes from light novel to manga to anime. Aside from Boruto the movie, nothing has really been animated first. And this is the adaptation of the Sasuke light novel. Something that I heard was actually very popular when it was first released. And as far as I am aware of going into this for the first time, because I didn't read the light novel, it involves Sasuke on a quest to find some kind of cure for some disease Naruto has developed. So as I go blind into this Sasuke-centric adventure, I hope you'll join me, won't you? Alright, we pick up in Konoha, the Leaf Village. We see the Hokage monuments. It's still kind of wild to see Kakashi's face up there. You see a very tired Naruto confronting Sasuke as he says, I said, wait, you're heading off to Redaku, aren't you? Sasuke says nothing before he goes leaping off, much to Naruto's surprise, who says, huh? Sasuke! Sasuke! And he calls out for Sasuke while he's in pain. And this is Naruto, Sasuke's story. The Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust manga. Original story by Masashi Kishimoto and Jun Eska. Manga by Shingo Kimura. Okay. I will admit, the art style is very close to Kishimoto's, but you can tell it's just slightly different in a lot of places. A little bit more close than the, no offense to the mangaka, but the Boruto manga. Just, oof. Character models be looking wildly different there. We pick up in some land I'm not familiar with. We see Sasuke walking through with several people. Maybe he's just walking through a crowd. An old lady says, what's that? The Sage of Six Paths? Oh, Sasuke's asking the old lady about it. She says, sure, I think I might have eaten some sage in my day. And the guy next to her says, he's not asking about food, Granny. Some young girl? I think it's a girl. Overhears this and pauses, listening in. Sasuke says, is there anyone else around here who's known this city for a long time? The man next to the old lady says, doubt it. Granny's the oldest person I know in these parts. He's looking for information on the Sage of the Six Paths. Sasuke says, I see. The man says, hate to say it, but I'm wondering, if your supposed sage ever really came to this land, you see, Redaku's been isolated for centuries, cut off from the rest of the world and all. Hard to imagine an outsider getting across the border in those olden times. Okay. See, it's the funny thing about a lot of Naruto filler. It explores the world of Naruto far more than the actual manga. Hell, we were introduced to the land hidden in the waterfall in the Naruto anime before it was ever properly mentioned in the manga. I think it was offhandedly mentioned once. We had this whole massive filler anime story arc that's set there. And then later we find out that Jinchuriki was from there. And we have a whole filler story arc about her. It's so wild. It's one of the pluses of the Naruto filler, depending on how you feel about it. It tends to just explore the world a little bit more. Okay, so Sasuke walks away saying, sorry to waste your time. And the guy just says, oh, alright then, a little taken aback. And he says, off he goes, with the young girl just watching Sasuke walk off. I wonder if she knows something. Oh, the girl says, the Sage of Six Paths, huh? And then she begins to follow Sasuke. And, obviously she doesn't understand that Sasuke is a ninja. As she follows behind him, he ducks into a nearby alley. And as she goes running to kind of catch up, he's gone. As she turns the corner. As she walks in through the alley, she says, I could have sworn he went this way. as we see Sasuke observing her from a nearby balcony. He then jumps down from the ledge, landing right behind her, naturally startling her, of course. And Sasuke says a bit menacingly, "Why are you following me?" The girl doesn't say anything at first, and Sasuke readies his weapon. Very on brand for Sasuke. The girl says, I heard you ask about the Sage of Six Paths." Naturally, Sasuke is shocked, questioning, "You're familiar with him?" The girl simply nods. We next see Sasuke walking with the girl. As she explains, "That said, I don't really know much myself." And Sasuke questions, "What do you know then?" The girl says, "My mom runs an antique shop and, well, I've heard her mention the Sage of Six Paths." Interesting. She says, "Oh, whoops, I haven't introduced myself, huh? My name is Lila. And you are?" But then 3 guys go running past with big bags, kind of taking Sasuke and Lila off guard. Lila questions, "What's up with them?" But then we see a woman running behind saying, "Get back here!" Sasuke and Lila question what's going on, but Lila says, "Huh? Mom?" Perfect timing. This guy has a question for you. But Lila's mom says, "No time for that. Those 3 ruffians stole from the shop." Lila's shocked, saying, "What?" She holds onto her back, saying, "If only I were 10 years younger." Oof, poor lady. Lila gets ready to give chase, saying, "I'm going after them." But Sasuke stops her. Lila questions him, "What are you?" But Sasuke simply says, "Leave this to me." Lila is naturally puzzled, as the 3 men just shove through the crowd of people, saying, "Move it! Coming through!" "She ain't even coming after us. Clear a path, you jerks!" As they're about to run into 2 guys carrying a vase. Oh my god, this is such a tropey chase scene kind of situation. 3 guys just happen to be carrying a vase into a nearby building. Sasuke thinks to himself, "Too crowded for me to use shuriken. No choice then. Raningan!" I feel like there were other ways to handle this other than one of the most powerful abilities in all of Naruto, but hey, you do you, Sasuke. And then, as the 3 guys get close, the 2 people carrying the vase suddenly feel that their load has gotten a lot lighter, as the vase is gone and Sasuke has taken his place, which naturally startles Lila as she now sees a vase in Sasuke's place. That rhymes. As she says, "He switched places with it?" Sasuke then promptly kicks 2 of the guys in the face while he's still in mid-air. The 3rd guy notices Sasuke's eye, shocked to see that it's a Sharingan. At least I think it's the 3rd guy thinking that. And as Sasuke does a superhero landing, he hears a woman cry out as the 3rd guy holds a knife to her, saying, "Stop right there." Sasuke doesn't really say much of anything, as he tells the 3rd guy, "Take a closer look at your hostage." This confuses the guy, only for him to look at the former hostage and see that he's holding a watermelon, which he promptly drops. Okay, no, I think the 3rd guy didn't realize Sasuke had a Sharingan. I think Sasuke was using his Sharingan. The dude's trapped in a genjutsu, because as the guy drops the watermelon and falls to the ground and goes scrambling to get away from it, saying, "How'd that happen?" he suddenly finds himself sinking into the earth, shouting, "What's going on?" as he screams as he sinks further and further into the ground, only for him to wake up, finding himself and the 2 other guys completely tied up. That was pretty cool. I guess this is local authorities, as we see Sasuke and Lila just talking with the dude, who says, "Thanks for your help. These men are prisoners who escaped while we were transporting them the other day. We were chasing them down when you caught them for us." Escape prisoners? And the first thing you do is rob someplace? You think they would have lied low at least a little bit longer till the heat died down? Like, why would you just steal from someplace? Like, draw too much attention to yourself. Y'all deserve to get caught. The guy who was formerly caught in the genjutsu is just shook as he says to himself, "What the heck was that?" The officer tells the 3 to get up, pulling on the rope, as one of the guys says, "Damn it, now we're headed to Tartar for sure." As the officer tells him, "Get walking." As Sasuke watches the 3 be carted away, Lila naturally questions, "So, who are you really?" But Lila's mom says, "A shinobi, I'm guessing," as she rummages through the items that were stolen, which takes Lila off guard. Does she not know of ninja? Because she questions a shinobi. Like, she's never heard that word before. Lila's mom says to Sasuke, I've never seen it with my own eyes, but that was ninjutsu you performed back there, right? Sasuke simply says, yes, something like that. Huh, I'm just now realizing we've been entrenched in the ninja world so long and so often. Sometimes I actually forget about normal people not knowing anything about ninjutsu. This isn't a village, a hidden ninja village or anything like that, and I say hidden very loosely. This is just a village of people. I am just realizing that now. Weird. This is just normal people village. Like, Lila is just completely like, what? Ninja? What the heck are you talking about? But Lila goes over to her mom asking, Mom, why are you digging through the stuff they stole? I mean, make sure it's all there. Why else? As Lila's mom finds what she's looking for and pulls out a ring saying, here it is. And I guess after she manages to get everything put back, we see her polishing off the ring, telling Sasuke, I really can't thank you enough. If you hadn't been around, I might have lost the ring as well. And she places the ring next to a picture. I'm assuming that's a picture of Lila's mom and her father and Lila as a baby. And it very much looks like a wedding ring too, so she's a widow. Okay, nice little bit of narrative storytelling without coming outright and saying it. Lila's mom thanks Sasuke and says, well, do you have a name? And he tells her, Uchiha Sasuke. And Lila's mother introduces herself saying, I'm Kyle. Or Kyle? Kyle? I don't want to say Kyle. It's just like, but it's spelled differently from, Kyle. I guess I'll just say Kyle. Like, I'm Kyle and this is my daughter Lila. Now then, Sasuke, I understand you have a question for me, but I've got one for you first. Sasuke questions what that is, and Kyle says, are you prepared to make my daughter a happy woman? Dude, he's a little too old for her, I think. Lila jabs her mom, yanks on her mom's arm saying, Mom, that's not the question. Kyle says, it's not? Lila says, I only just met this guy. And Sasuke says, I already have a wife and daughter of my own. Oh, a sweet little moment. He thinks of Sakura and Sarada when he sees Kyle and Lila. That's actually kind of sweet. And Sarada already has her headband, so this must take place maybe after the Momoshiki situation, or maybe before. Kyle then questions Sasuke, oh, then what did you need from me? Back in Konoha, Naruto drops some books, and Shikamaru questions what's wrong, Naruto, as he's just struggling. Hey, he's got Goku's heart virus. That's what happens when you have all those crossovers, Naruto. Naruto tries to play it off saying, just lost my balance is all, but then he gets another throbbing pain in his chest as Shikamaru comes over to him to help out, saying, take it easy. And Naruto can only thank him for his help. Shikamaru questions him, another one of those spasms? Naruto simply says, yep, as he just sits down in his chair and reclines a little bit. Yep, just like someone from my generation. What's that? Aching chest pain? I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't feel like dealing with those hospital bills. But Shikamaru questions, basically kind of informs Naruto of the obvious. They're happening more frequently now. We need all the info we can get as soon as possible, but I guess we need to have faith that Master Kakashi and Sasuke will find what we need in the land of Ridaku. What is it about Ridaku that's associated with this, whatever it is, illness? God, we need Future Trunks stat! This kind of takes me off guard, because it's like, wait, Kakashi and Sasuke? Where's Kakashi in all of this? We pick up with Sasuke, as I guess Sasuke has informed her that Naruto is ill. Well, she says your friend is ill. And Sasuke says yes. The Sage of Six Paths once suffered the same malady, but they say he found some sort of cure during his time in Ridaku. The smallest detail could help. If there's anything you know about the Sage. Okay. Interesting. Kyle thinks and says, I see. Wait just a moment, as she opens up a door to a room filled with several books. And as she goes searching through them, she says, I couldn't tell you about any diseases or cures, but, here we are, as she finds one book and pulls it out. Sasuke questions, what is that? And Kyle says, the Book of Yore. Sasuke questions, what is that? Kyle says, a history book. most folks in Ridaku aren't familiar with it. I feel like it was somewhere in here. Weird that this place doesn't keep up with its history too much, but in olden times, more rural areas didn't really do that kind of stuff. Kyle goes flipping through the pages, but seems something is off. Lala notices this and questions, what is it? Kyle says, how strange, I could have sworn there was a bit about the Sage of Six Paths staying at the Tartara Observatory. Wait, observatory? Is it observatory? Yeah, Sasuke catches that and says, say that again? Kyle says, the Tartara Observatory? And the gears start turning for Sasuke about Tartara. Lana questions, what is that, a clue or something? And Sasuke remembers about the officer who said, these men are prisoners who escaped while we were transporting them the other day. And the one guy said, now we're headed for Tartara for sure. Sasuke remembers they're being sent there. And Sasuke asks Kyle and Lila, how do I reach this observatory? It's weird that prisoners would be taken to an observatory. Uh-oh, what kind of experiments are being conducted there? Okay, we see the guy from before being, I guess, sent to Tartara. It looks just like a mining operation, though. They're digging all the prisoners are digging for something. The one guy who had the genjutsu on him thinks to himself, already been 2 weeks of this crap. Brutal labor from sun up to sundown. His hands are in pain. He asked one of his colleagues from before, how much more of this, you think? The guy says, from what I hear, we'll be at this for at least another year. The guy thinks to himself, a whole year? But one of the guards says, you there, I see idle hands. It's not uncommon for prisoners to have labor. Now, if we have a situation where they're dehydrated and falling out and dying from this stuff, then there's a problem. But there are worse things for prisoners to do than to essentially reenact holes, you know? Oh god, what if this is just like holes? Oof, I guess it's cold nights in this area, as we see the one guy just under his blanket, just breathing into his hands for warmth, as he thinks to himself, I've hit my limit. Once day breaks, I'm getting out of here. We pick up with the guys in the cafeteria. One of them says, hey, did you hear? The guy asks, hear what? We got some new guys here. Fresh meat. That's what they're saying. We ought to give them a warm welcome. Har har. I see where this is going now. Didn't we have an filler episode of both Naruto and Boruto that was about this same very plot line? Or was it like a movie or something for Naruto? Sasuke's going to infiltrate this place in order to find something out. How many prison infiltrations can you have in one series? Because I think Naruto had the Blood Prison movie or something like that. Mitsuki and Boruto infiltrated a prison that was a reimagining of events that happened in the manga, the Something Gang. And now this? Because we see the guys walking through the cafeteria, and the one guy with the scar on his cheek, bumps into the dudes as they stop short, and the dude says, watch it, you can't just stop like that. But the guy in front of him says, it's him. Maybe Lady Luck's on our side after all. As we see none other than Sasuke just sitting down, eating his food. How did he get into this place? I'd question it more if it wasn't, ninja. Okay, so I'm gonna try to distinguish these guys. We got the guy with slick hair, the guy with a black hair and ponytail, so ponytail guy, and the guy with the scar. So scar, slick, and ponytail. Ponytail takes his fork, telling the others check this out, as he chucks it at Sasuke. Sasuke, of course, notices this, dodges out of the way, but it hits a guy with either tattoos or scars across his head. And as the guy pulls the fork out of his back, he kind of blames Sasuke, saying, you're gonna pay for that, you little scumbag. But of course, Sasuke sees this coming and immediately manages to just palm strike this guy right in the friggin' jaw as he dodges the fork. As the other prisoners are just questioning what's going on, saying, the hell? Slick and Ponytail go rushing at Sasuke, with Ponytail saying, it's go time. But the Scar dude, he stays back. Slick and Ponytail gang up behind Sasuke, with the Slick saying, You did us real dirty the other day. But it's obvious Sasuke's about to handle this situation. We see what I can only assume is the warden of the facility. He's overlooking everything that's going on. From the color page, I think they showed him with red hair. He's just freaking female Karen. He's just looking and observing. Naturally, the guards start rushing in saying, "Halt! What is the meaning of all this?" But the guard is taken aback as he sees several guys completely laid out. The guy with the tattoos, the ponytail, and the slick-haired guy, all just laid out with Sasuke just standing over everything. The guard yells at Sasuke saying, "You there, is this your doing?" And Sasuke just glares at him. The guard is startled but says, "You're headed for solitary right now. Do you hear me?" The dude with the scar and the several other prisoners just observe this, shocked at what they saw. But I guess the warden pats the guard on the shoulder saying, "Let's not be hasty in blaming that one." The guard calls the man Director Zansul. Interesting. Zansul says, "Based on what I observed, this man never struck first, not even one. Every action of his was justified self-defense against perpetrators now scattered on the floor." The guard says, but Zansul steps forward next to Sasuke saying, "What's more, he's one of the fresher faces around here. He's yet to enjoy the full observatory experience, so I think we can overlook what just transpired." He's being too nice. The guard simply says, yes, sir, Director." And the guards tells the other prisoners, "Hey, get the entry to medical." And the other guys are carted off as Zansul turns to Sasuke and says, "Don't think this means you are free to do as you please. Are we clear?" And then he proceeds to walk away. The guy with the scar then comes up to Sasuke saying, "Hey man, want to team up with me?" Sasuke remembers the guy saying, "I know you." But as they sit down at the cafeteria, the scar guy says, "I'm talking about escape. Busting out of here. You're a shinobi, right?" The guy shows off some kind of ability. I think he has a spoon that he's using chakra to make float. As he says, "Truth is, I can use chakra a bit myself, see? This place is surrounded by walls, but they'd be easy to climb for guys like us." So he's trained in climbing. "You and me could do it. Everyone's got the afternoon shift coming up, so that's when we..." But Sasuke cuts him off saying no, shocking the guy with the scar. Sasuke explains, "I'm sorry, there's something I must do here." The guy with the scar stands up quickly, dropping his chair saying, "Something you gotta do? Like what? All you'll find here is hard labor and the stinking slop they serve. So quit screwing with me and just..." But everyone, a little bit probably on edge from what just happened previously, are looking directly at the dude with the scar. Something he observes and immediately quiets down. But the guy with the scar then says, "Fine, whatever. But I'll leave you with a little secret. It's foggy out today, yeah? You know what that means." The guy starts to sweat a bit. He tells him, "It's our only chance to give Menno the slip?" Menno? And I'm getting out of this joint. We then see the workers heading out to start working, essentially. And Sasuke, as he gets out, he sees something. Whoa! What the heck is that? It looks like a freaking velociraptor. Oh, it's the dude with the scar. He's being eaten by it. Is that a freaking dinosaur? What the hell? I mean, we've seen a lot of wild creatures in Naruto, especially in filler. Freaking velociraptor. One of the prisoners says, "Don't tell me he tried to escape. Poor fool." So that's Menno. The prisoner observed the guy getting just eaten and say, "There's a reason why they leave every door in this place unlocked and wide open. It's 'cause there's no running from old Menno. Beats me how Zansul ever tamed that thing." "You're telling me." And Sasuke thinks about the guy from before. Sasuke thinks to himself, "I came to this place in search of information on the Sage of Six Paths, but now it seems that this observatory hides even darker truth." Chapter end. Okay, I'm intrigued enough. It does, though, reek of filler. The cover does lay it all out that None of the guys we encountered before were going to be relevant. And the fact that we never even got names for most of them, it also explains something. So Zansu, huh. So what are they digging for? Is it potential? Is this potentially like some Jurassic Park shit? Where they're digging for dinosaur fossils? Zansu essentially Jurassic Parks this shit, resurrects the dinosaurs, and has complete control over them. That's wild if that's true. That is so weird. Again, that is totally the plot to a Naruto filler. Although I do have the question, how did Naruto develop this disease or whatever? Because at least with Goku and Dragon Ball, it was because, apparently from being out in space. I don't know, how did Naruto develop this weird-ass disease? Apparently, it just happens to be the same thing that the Sage of Six Paths suffered from once. It is interesting, though, to have a little bit more correlation between the two. Now, let's be real, the Sage of Six Paths situation just kind of starts being more and more shoehorned into the end of the original Naruto story. The way this cover is kind of depicted, Sakura might end up playing a bit more of an important role going forward, which I would not be mad to see. I can only hope. But I am hoping I'm right. I would love if this is like a combination of Shawshank, Holes, and Jurassic Park. All in Naruto. That would be wild. And naturally, this is going to get animated at some point, so I hope there's some really good action. But I am fascinated just because, Sasuke. So you're already selling this well enough on this. So I am fascinated to see where it goes from here, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Sasuke solo story? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you need a few more chapters to really get the feel for it? I'm interested to hear from you. So definitely let me know, but also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on the next reaction. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.